All right, I already hit it. So I'm just gonna clarify that, unfortunately for this meeting of March 4th of the Springfield Historical Commission meeting, we held the meeting. However, we forgot to hit the record button. However, we are going to go back through the agenda to give the decisions that were made. And so I'll just, Commissioner Walsh, one, we'll take attendance that we have here tonight. And then
Okay.
after the attendance, we'll go through each item in the order of which they came on the agenda. And then we'll just render the votes. And maybe if you guys just want to give, or Commissioner Walsh, if you can just give a brief of each matter, of how you came to those decisions.
Okay, so the first one is an application for certificate of appropriateness at 176 Florida Street.
And I'm sorry, before you state that, I just want to get the attendance.
Okay. In the meeting, the Commissioner Walter Kroll, David Finn, Commissioner Bill Duquette, Tom Belton, and Commissioner Vincent Walsh are in attendance. First one. So the application for certificate of appropriateness at 176 Florida Street, roof-mounted solar array. With further discussions with the contractor, we kind of determined that they weren't quite fitting the setback guidelines from the roof edges in the valleys, and so the motion was made to accept the application for appropriateness, and it was voted down. Commissioner Walsh voted no, Commissioner Belton voted no, Commissioner Duquette voted yes, Commissioner Finn voted no, and Commissioner Kroll voted yes. So it did not pass, and they are going to put another proposal and submit another application. The next one is, just jump in there, Alvin, if you need something from me.
Oh, you're doing good. You're doing
Okay,
good.
the next was an application for hardship for 100 Marengo Park to remove 13 windows and replace them with vinyl windows. It says no other changes, going to white exterior due to the brown exterior windows being a 40% increase in price. We discussed the type of window and the condition of the windows, and Commissioner Finn had actually done a site visit and looked at the windows. It appeared that it would not have passed had we had a motion. We asked the homeowner who was on the meeting if they.
Mr. Mark Jones was
Mr. Mark Jones. Oh yeah, right here, Mr. Mark D. Jones.
And his contractor, Vista Home Improvement representatives.
Right, thank you. And he asked if he could continue it for 30 days to just to get some more details and maybe look at windows. I encouraged him to, look at the windows he has, or just any other potential improvement he could to maintain the historic home. So there was a motion to continue to the following meeting and seconded, and the vote was Commissioner Walsh voted yes, Commissioner Belton yes, Commissioner Duquette yes, Commissioner Finn yes, and Commissioner Kroll yes to continue the 101 Marengo Park to the next.
And the homeowner did request a 30-day extension for that matter.
Right. I think I said that, but yes, they did request that. Okay. Just keep jumping in there if I'm forgetting. Anybody jump in if I'm missing something. The next was 41 Oakland Street, for the creation of All Saints Church Local Historic District. And the motion was to vote to send it to the city council for their, to continue with the potential creation of the district. And the vote was as follows: to send the creation of the All Saints Church Local District to the City Council was Commissioner Walsh, yes, Commissioner Belton, yes, Commissioner Duquette, yes, Commissioner Finn, yes, and Commissioner Kroll, yes.
And I'm sorry.
We have.
Okay, so, and I spoke with City Councilor Victor Davila, who was willing to sponsor this matter before City Council for their meeting on March 15th.
Perfect. Okay, the next one was 477 State Street. And I'm going to not reread the letter, but the letter will be on file for the support of the creation of the Gun Block Local Historic District. And the motion on the floor was to send the creation of the Gun Block Local District to the Springfield City Council. And the vote was as followed: Commissioner Walsh, yes; Commissioner Belton, yes; Commissioner Duquette, yes; Commissioner Finn, yes; and Commissioner Kroll, yes. And that was you say Councilor Melvin Edwards was going to?
Councilor Melvin Edwards will sponsor this matter before City Council. And again, that letter that you referenced, that came from the Maple High Six Corners neighborhood, and they were in favor of this petition.
Thank you for clarifying that. Perfect. The next one was 51 School Street, and it was the first part of the hearing. So it was petition to, hold on. It was an application for a certificate of hardship to install a fence on the property at 57 School Street. And the petitioner presented significant renderings and information. And because it's the first part of the hearing, we have to continue in order to allow for public commentary. So the motion was to continue to the March 18th meeting, and the vote was as follows: Commissioner Walsh, yes; Commissioner Belton, yes; Commissioner Duquette, yes; Commissioner Finn, yes; and Commissioner Kroll, yes.
And for anyone in the public who wants further information on this particular item, feel free to contact me. My name is Alvin Allen. My contact number is 413-787-6020. You can also email me, aallen@springfieldcityhall.com for any comments you may have, or if you require a copy of any of the materials for any of these particular items.
And the next was a Section 106 filing to determine if it was. I'm not quite sure how to word this one.
This was for an antenna installation at 830 Liberty Street.
Right, antenna. Well, they're taking older antennas off and putting newer antennas on. They did agree in the past at a previous meeting relative to color and things like that. The motion was to determine that the changes weren't going to be any more detrimental to the building than what was already in existence.
And there were currently a total of 9 antennas. They are replacing 6 of the 9 antennas.
Okay, good detail. And anything else you want to throw in, Alvin?
Nope, that was it. And again, they did agree to match the color of the building for a little bit of uniformity.
Okay. Okay. And the vote for that, the motion, the vote was Commissioner Walsh, yes; Commissioner Belton, yes; Commissioner Duquette, yes; Commissioner Finn, yes; and Commissioner Kroll, yes. And then the last one on there was to the request of the Springfield. Where'd we go? Where'd it go? The Community Music School of Springfield, that we send a letter asking the Mass Historic Commission to give full consideration to the Community Music School of Springfield's grant request for a comprehensive conditions assessment of their property at 127 State Street. So the motion was made to issue that letter, and the vote was as follows: Commissioner Walsh, yes; Commissioner Belton, yes; Commissioner Duquette, yes; Commissioner Finn, yes; and Commissioner Kroll, yes. And I think, just for the record, if each commissioner could just go on the record for this short recording that those are the votes and the summaries of the meeting. So as chair, I will just say that those summaries and votes are a fair representation of what happened during the meeting. Commissioner Finn, are you on board with that?
Yes, I agree that those are accurate representations of tonight's meeting.
Commissioner Kroll,
I agree as well.
Commissioner Duquette,
Agreed.
and Commissioner Belton.
Agree.
Okay, thank you guys very much. Is it okay if I entertain a motion to adjourn now, Alvin Allen?
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Great night, everybody.
Guys.
All right, good night.
Sorry to put you guys through that.
So, oh, good. I'm glad you did. We got to do it that way. Got to do it right sometimes, you know.
All right.
And if you think anything we should do different, just remind me.
No problem.
All right.
Have a good night.
All right, you too. See you.
All right.